That's what I'm saying.
Why are we still listening?
Well, it's a big distraction. Everything is to distract you about what's going on. Like he said, he told people earlier, I could shoot someone and they still would have voted for me. So he's still in that. He can say that it got wiretapped. He can actually say that she offered me a blowjob. That Michelle offered me a blowjob. He could say that, and it wouldn't mean anything. I mean, so I believe that this whole wiretap.
But to the heaving masses that believe in Breitbart and Fox News, it would be truth because Donald doesn't lie.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't. Yeah.
Like I think more than 50% of what he says is complete bullshit. Right. If you look at his quotes and his speeches and his tweets. I think
he's the king of flip flop. He's the king of flip flop. He's the king of everything. He has totally made I mean, when you guys sit and think about that, I thought one day, I said, you know what? He has bamboozled the shit out of us, and he won. And he's now just continuing on. Just tell him so and so.
I'm waiting for someone in Hollywood to do sort of a mashup of the Music Man and Malcolm X,
right?
Where you get the flim flam man who comes in, and you got someone standing up there telling everybody, as you were just saying, you've been bamboozled, you've been hoodwinked.
Yeah. I mean, but would it mean anything? These are the same people, the people out in that rural area. Well, there hadn't been all those Mexicans and everything, and the black man taking all our jobs, and do you want health care? No, we don't want any. I don't have any teeth in my head, but I don't want any health care. I don't want any. Yeah, my daughter's on her 9th kid, but we gonna. Trump's going to save us.
Who needs Planned Parenthood?
Yeah. Didn't he cut that too?
Well, they put an offer on the table, told Planned Parenthood if they get rid of all abortion, then the government won't cut funding to Planned Parenthood. Even though no government money actually goes to abortion,
right.
Even though abortion is less than 3% of the health care that Planned Parenthood provides. One of the things that, speaking of Planned Parenthood, and I kind of want to, I just want to put this out there and get it going, because I think the ACLU is the obvious recipient. But Trump said that at the end of the year, he is going to donate his salary as president to a charity. But to make it fair, he wants the press, who, if he deems them liars and the worst people on the planet, not sure why he wants them to make the choice. But he says he thinks it would be fair if the press decided what charity he donates to. And I think, like I said, I think the ACLU for the press is the obvious choice, or the Freedom for the Press Association. You know what? I say we just do a big fuck you and say, okay, donate it to Planned Parenthood.
Right.
I think that would be the best solution. Not only for Planned Parenthood, but as a big fuck you to Donald Trump and the Republicans and everything that they stand for, which is being anti-women, anti-American, anti-human.
Right.
So let's stick it to him.
Yeah,
it's
interesting
if they
that
actually hold up their end of the deal.
As far as we know, he's cashing the checks. So I don't know whether that he'll ever donate any money. And his version of donating, by the way, is usually finding a way to get the money back to himself.
Yeah, getting other people to pony up the money to the Trump Foundation, and then he uses that to pay his legal bills, which his lawyers have been able to finagle a settlement where he'll the money will go to a charity. But he still doesn't pay it. He gets Vince McMahon and Linda McMahon, who is now the head of the Small Business Administration.
And he's got Steve King. Yeah, he's got
Steve King, who was it? Geert Wilders, the failed Dutch politician, who said that other people's babies are not going to rebuild our civilization or something like that. And Steve King, well, that's right. Holy shit. I mean,
he also
whites only.
Did you remember the good old days when racism used to be veiled?
Right.
He also said Muslim American children are preventing our civilization from being restored. That's these are the guys.
And the irony just the sheer irony of it is these are the same people who bitch and moan and try to light the fires of fear that Sharia law is coming to America in the hands of Muslim terrorists. Meanwhile, they are voting to keep women subservient.
Yep.
They're voting against rights for LGBTQ people.
Yeah. Right.
They are the American Taliban.
Absolutely.
Just same ideas, just under the name of a different god.
I mean, did you see that they arrested the guys who took over that federal land? Those guys are going to jail. I mean, they had guns and everything. Can you imagine if the brothers that have been out there talking about taking over, they'd have shot everyone?
Oh, shit. Yeah, you get a bunch of rednecks with guns taking over a nature preserve, and that's all fine.
Yeah.
You get two black dudes wearing black fatigue pants standing outside of a polling place, and it's the new Black Panthers who are coming to terrorize and mess up the vote, and that's it just astounds me that people refuse to see what's right in front of them.
Right. The devil's... Well, remember the funny thing. You'll love this, Jim. We were talking when Obama was still in office, and remember when Michelle Obama stated that I live in a house built by slaves?
Yes, which is a fact, right?
Right. Carl said it. What? They were built by slaves? You didn't know that? No, I had no idea. I was laughing my ass off. He thought we were making it up. I was like, no, dude. Who else did you think built the damn thing?
In Virginia,
Wait a minute. And then it was the guy. What's his name? That wrote the book. That's doing all these history books now. That's the commentator. His name on Fox.
Oh, Bill O'Reilly.
He said, "Well, they were fed well."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Trump revisionist Bible to come out that explains the Israelites were not slaves in Egypt; they were independent contractors.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Frightening, astounding. What do we do about the ignorance? How do we combat this? Not through the Department of Education, that's for sure. Speaking of which, as long as we're on this note, historical black universities and colleges were just a matter of school choice.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
according
right.
to
That's
our
right.
Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos.
Who has never paid into anything, she's been basically born into rich. She's been financially... Amway, and she's telling people about education. But yet you haven't had a struggle in your life. You've never... She wants to cut the school... lunch program that they have with the schools too. She just think, hey, they should get a meal someplace else.
Well, maybe we should have Bill O'Reilly talk to her and go, hey, at least the slaves were fed well. Can we do at least that good for our school children?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess all I can think about is 2018 and the midterms because I can't deal with these people. They're garbage. They're not people I disagree with. They're garbage.
How do you really feel, though, Jim? I mean, don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah. Betsy DeVos, she's from a very well-connected, organized, motivated political family, and I hope she drowns.
Yeah. Well, a boy can dream. Kind of moving on, but
along with the men in her family, I don't want to be gender biased.
It's not a misogynist thing.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry. Did you say misogynist?
Whatever.
Are they getting soggy? Anyway, go ahead.
So it feels like a couple of years, but a couple of weeks ago, Trump gave the big speech to Congress that allegedly made him seem presidential, during which he said the time for trivial disputes is over. So, of course, this week he got into a Twitter war with Snoop Dogg.
What a leader.
Well,
what a leader.
So many people, I'm sure you guys heard the same thing. Speaking as a comedian, so many people during the election process said to me, well, if Trump is elected, it's going to make your job as a comedian a whole lot easier. And, first of all, no, because before I am a comedian, I am an American. I do live here. But, no, I think in a way it's made comedy harder because used to be when your premise was hyperbolic and ridiculous, it was very obvious that you were stretching the truth to make a point. Nowadays, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what makes comedy harder is that if you walk, I remember performing in San Diego, and I was given a list: do not discuss Trump, do not discuss they told you immediately up front, do not what you can, basically just stay away from this. So if you want to just come in and go off on Republicans, you got to know where you are. You go,
right.
If you go in and you guarantee your show is going to, and these were old, white folks who, but don't you dare touch their Trump. And hey, there were some guys tried to go there, but it didn't work.
Yeah, a comedian friend posted that he performed. I don't know where he was performing, but at the end of the show, he had a lot of people wanting their money back, and some of the people that, because of Trump jokes, were crying. They were crying.
Oh, these tender snowflakes.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Tender, delicate snowflakes.
He said he achieved his goals.
Did he still get paid?
Presumably, yeah.
Then he totally achieved his goals.
Yeah.
Congratulations to whoever that was. One of the other, I guess two stories in the news this week that could lend themselves to conspiracy if we choose to go that way. Someone got onto the White House grounds and wandered around for 16 minutes before the Secret Service finally caught him near the entrance to the residence of the White House.
Nothing new, because the guy got in where Obama was and had time to make a sandwich.
Right.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But-
it's nothing new. But
Wait, because the other story in Secret Service news this week was that an agent in New York had her car broken into. They stole the pins that Secret Service agents wear to delineate what their detail is, who they're working on, but also a laptop with the blueprints for Trump Tower evacuation plans and all that kind of stuff. So the little conspiracy theorist inside my brain who sort of, rather than a WWJD moment, I've got, what would crazy people think? No one has talked about the fact that when he was elected, Trump said that he wanted to get rid of the Secret Service. He had his own private bodyguards. Is this all being manufactured to justify his own secret police? And I don't know, are they going to be the Stasi? Are they going to be the SS? Who knows?
Right. I don't know. He still uses the Secret Service, but he still has his own bodyguards, and that may be a negative for him. And how good are these people, and are they trained? Because the Secret Service is fairly competent, despite the scandals they've had. By the way, Obama, of course, was blamed for the screw-ups that occurred during his years.
Yeah.
So presumably, I guess we can blame Trump. I mean, he's probably the reason why they broke in that car was probably Trump's fault for no reason. But that's the logic.
Well, I think under the with the economy being what it is under Trump, people have no choice but to commit crime.
Sure, absolutely.
Break into cars and make their money that way.
Yeah. Does he? Presumably, it was in the neighborhood of Trump Towers, or do we know?
I honestly I don't recall.
Yeah, because maybe Trump Towers in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, New York has really gone to shit.
Yeah. Sad times. Yeah, what else we got here? We haven't talked about his meetings with some world leaders.
Yeah, I mentioned the Stasi and the SS.
Oh, right. I see. That was you getting into the...
and Trump met with German Chancellor Angela Merkel this week, who grew up in East Germany there was an East Germany. My thought was someone should have asked Merkel, so how do you feel about meeting with Donald Trump? And she should have answered, I think it's great to see Germany's history unfolding in a completely different country.
There we go.
But it's frightening the similarities. What is it? the internet rule that every conversation will devolve into bringing up Nazis, Goddard's law, I believe.
Right.
Well, here we have someone who, was